Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. I guess this is... Listen. Carton. Coffee. Regular coffee. Imperial cream ale. Yeah. This is kind of like a long time coming, and it's not just one video. It's actually going to be a series of videos, because I have a bunch of these. Courtesy of my buddy George. Thank you very much for dropping these off. Carton coffee, man. It's been a beer I've been drinking since it kind of came out, back in, I want to say 2013-ish, give or take. At the time I was doing my radio show up in northeastern Pennsylvania. We had Augie on, from Carton. They sent off a bunch of beers, and coffee was part of that, and regular coffee was part of that. Now they have different iterations and flavors and all kinds of different stuff like that. So anyway, I've only reviewed one of these, which is the Irish coffee, back in 2015-16. I don't know why I haven't reviewed. I did SS Yurgachev coffee. They did. I think it was part of their experimental series. Anyway, I haven't really just done much, if any, videos on them. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't had them in quite some time. But like I said, my buddy George ended up dropping off a 5-pack of these. There's a Bananas Foster. There's the Irish one. There's a regular coffee. There's 2 other ones. We're going to do them all. We're going to do them all. Maybe even do a theme week. I don't know. We're going to dive into them one at a time. Can't do the whole side by side because they are big beers. So let's dive into it. A lot to cover here. Regular coffee. It's an Imperial cream ale with coffee added, 12%. Now, regular coffee. Why is it called regular coffee? It tells you on the side here. It says here, a classic Jerseyism is regular coffee. Here, when you order a regular coffee at a place that you trust to make pork roll, egg, and cheese, you get a paper cup of coffee with milk and 2 sugars rather than a black coffee that hasn't had the caffeine removed. Milk and 2 sugars is essentially how I take my coffee. We added the coffee blend from our neighbors at Fair Mountain Coffee Roasters to a high-gravity golden cream ale, contributing our milk and 2 sugars for an elevated version of classic plain coffee. Drink regular coffee because running over a black beer with coffee is no way to get things done. This journey started on the 1st of January 2025. We were in mid-February 2025. Here we go. Can-wise, I've always liked Carton's cans. They're very, very distinct, which is always a big thing for me when breweries kind of stand out with what they do with their labels and stuff like that. I dig them. Yeah, you just have some dude ripping some pork roll, egg and cheese, and drinking a regular coffee. Don't know who that is. If it's one of Augie's friends, I don't know who that person may be. Proudly brewed and canned at our brewery in our town, a Carton Brewing Company, in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. So yeah, there you go. As far as this beer goes, Imperial Cream Ale. It's not a style you see all that often, but I mean, you're kind of talking, for the lack of anything, kind of like a blonde barley wine. I guess what you're looking at here, 12%, has that soft kind of golden glow, what you expect from either a cream ale or a blonde barley wine. Index finger, just barely off-white head. So it looks the part. I mean, you look at that from a distance, it could be a cream ale, it could be a bunch of different things. We're just going to dive into those and see what we get. I mean, that smells like how I like my coffee to smell, minus a dark roast. I'm a big dark roast fan. That's really like where I like my coffee to land. But outside of that, it gives you those milk and 2 sugars kind of vibes to it. Soft little lactose kind of vibes there. A bit of kind of a residual kind of sweetness. Did they actually call it ingredients on this? Talk about, SRM and alcohol and IBU and all that stuff. I'm curious. I would assume if there's lactose in here that they would call it out, but again, it says ale with coffee added. So yeah, don't know. But yeah, you're getting this nice kind of coffee bouquet that is absolutely just donut shop, regular blend kind of coffee. It's nothing super dark roast or some kind of like crazy off variant to it, but you would get this soft kind of sweetness that you would associate with a kind of a milk, and then again, a sugar kind of addition of this kind of maybe slightly under attenuated kind of beer to give you those kind of vibes to it. It smells like a coffee beer with a soft lactose addition to it, but it it's very cool that it gives you those coffee vibes. Like, if you've ever gotten that coffee, and by no, you know, I'm not saying I like generic 2-cream coffee. Like I said, I'm a dark roast guy. That's what I get down with. But what they're talking about here, which is you bust into a place, you know, you just woke up from somewhere, you're on the road, you want to get your breakfast sandwich and your coffee, and be like, give me pork roll and cheese, let me get a regular coffee, and you're out the door. That's what that smells like, which is a very, very fun thing. You know, especially if you know that world. If you're highfalutin and your coffee is very important, maybe this lane's a little different for you. But yeah, nice sweetness to it. Nice kind of coffee presence, albeit a little bit less than what I'd expect from what I appreciate when it comes to coffee. Yeah, let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. I forget how much fun these beers are. You know, we're in this weird world where the only things that matter are the thickest barrel-aged stouts or the thickest pastry stouts, the haziest of hazies. Lager now, apparently, which is not weird, but that's made a big comeback, which is pretty awesome. And then West Coast vibes. And there's a couple styles that are like on the periphery that just don't really get much play. Blonde barley wine, again, that's what I'll be calling this beer. Calling it 12% beer cream ale is just weird. I think is a forgotten style that I think is worth having a conversation about. You know, Cascadian Dark, Black IPA, Blonde Barley Wine. You know, those kind of beers, I think when they're done right, they can be very, very enjoyable stuff. And this is definitely one of them. I mean, I'm kind of excited to dive into the rest of the set that George gave me, because this is a flavor profile that, again, I've forgotten because it's been so long since I've had them, but you remember why you dug them so much. It's kind of one of those beers back in the day. People got hot and bothered about here in the tri-state area. They go, wait in line, do that whole kind of thing. And I don't think it's lost its fastball, you know. First things first. It's a coffee beer through and through. There's a nice, stern, robust coffee presence here. Again, not rich and dark, but again, you're getting a big coffee presence on here without being overtly bittering. Or should I say, there's a decent bittering to the coffee, because I think there's a decent amount of sweetness here, so you need a bit of that bittering and kind of balance things off. A little bit of under attenuation, that's your sweetness there, that's your sugars. The lactose portion of the show here, I actually don't think there's lactose in here. I think it's just, you know, I think maybe a heavy oat addition, something along those lines. Just gives you a little bit of milky kind of vibes. I don't think there's any kind of lactose. Knowing Carton and their history with marzipan and nuts and stuff, I'm sure they'd call out lactose on the can if they actually, I'm not going to get into it, if it was actually in there. But you're getting this nice kind of base, kind of malt presence from this blonde barley wine kind of vibes. Sure, cream ale, you want to call it a cream ale, fine. I think that's more kind of cream and sugar. They're leaning in that direction just so the shtick fits. But you get this nice kind of blonde barley wine with a slightly under attenuated sweetness that adds that sugary portion of show. Maybe an oat addition adds that soft little, again, confectionery lactose kind of vibes to it. And just that heavy, like donut roast, donut shop, coffee shop kind of basic roast kind of vibe to it. I'm not dismissing it for having a basic kind of vibe to it, but it comes off as just coffee flavored coffee. I think that if that makes sense to you, it goes a long way, and it just married really well in a really fun beer. This beer's infinitely easily drinkable, 12%, so kudos to them for that. And just, you know, it's fun. Who the F would have thought beer could be fun? You know, again, we're getting in this very homogenized kind of beer has to be like this, or beer has to be like that, or beer can only be like this, and it's kind of way when we think about things. And instead of being, it's just a good hazy, or a good this, or a good that, it's just fun. It's tasty and fun. I'm kind of here for that. And that's why I'm pumped for the series. Gonna drop off 4 more of these suckers, and couldn't be more stoked to dive into it. This is fun. Good beers. Some good breweries. Good dudes too. Hoggy's alright. Yeah, that's it. I mean, honestly, it's a really weird beer to kind of explain to people, because you kind of have to get the milk and 2 sugars kind of thing, and I don't know if that's a thing for everybody in the country. It's very much a thing here in the tri-state area. Being born in Jersey and living my adulty life in Jersey, it's very much a thing for me. So I actually had regular coffee today. Oddly enough, took the family out to a diner. Had a diner. At the diner, got a coffee, cream and 2 sugars, done and done. And a very tasty beer, fun beer, and I'm excited to dive into the rest of them. What are the other ones, actually? Let's prime this. So I'll post this one first. So much stretching. What else are we going to do? We're going to do the Irish St. Kitts coffee. That one we'll do. That one, I don't know if that's going to be the next one. Cafe a churro, so a churro-based coffee. We'll do that one. Cafe recipe contest. I don't even know what this is. I don't even want to read about it. I kind of want it to be a surprise. And Bananas Foster. Banana is a weird thing for me in beer. It can go very much the right ways, very much the wrong ways, or somewhere in between, like anything else in life. So hopefully stick around for the rest of these. We'll do 5 in a row. We'll do it like I guess a work week of Carton coffee. So hopefully you enjoyed the review. As far as this beer goes, it's one of the better Imperial cream ale, coffee cream ales I've had. Is like it defaults to that. One of the more funner beers I've had. Absolutely. Value and availability. I don't remember what these cost. George, anybody out there, let me know down there. Cost and all that stuff on what these go for, individual or 4-packs, and we'll leave you with if you like what would you like this. If you like regular cream or regular coffee. Cream, 2 sugars. You like blonde barley wines. You like beefed up cream ales. You'll dig this. You like fun beer. How about that? Massive Beers. You want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. You want to check me out doing the podcasting stuff. You go back in the archive. You can listen to us talking to Augie like over 10 years ago. Pretty fun stuff. In Carton Brewing, have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had these? Have you had any of these? This one, all that stuff in between. Let's talk about it down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of regular coffee right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.